Okay. Okay, we are live.
Yeah, Joey.
Yes, you are listening and watching an episode of Transparency and Merit with Brian and Joe.
That is correct, Joey.
I'm hearing myself. Transparency and Merit with Brian and
Let me put myself on mute.
Uh-oh. Yes, this episode is called Bagels, Karen, and Whataboutism.
Yeah, Bagel Karen. Is it Bagels Karen? Is it Karen Bagels or Bagel Karen? I thought it was Karen Bagel. Bagels Karen. All right, Bagels Karen. Now, Joey, I got into a little guffaw with. I went to the Pascal show just to kind of go around and give my 2 cents in on this topic. Just exposing for me the hypocrisy of society. And I wrote, funny how this, and I should have said this bigger news than the black man who stabbed the 12-year-old boy in the neck, calling him white devil. I guess the establishment news media has its priorities. And I got a boatload of, oh, you're just mad you're getting exposed. Okay, nonsense. What do you mean I'm getting exposed? I didn't do anything, okay? And this was from money. And then both are tragedies. Yeah, both are tragedies, and both of them are kind of knuckleheads. And you know what, Joe? Why don't we play the video, and then I'll go on about what exactly I got into it with a couple of these callers. I just wanted to give a brief overview on
yes. And, Angry Brown is number one to get here. Congratulations. There's a good chance she'll be the only one. But yeah. Let's go ahead and watch this clip. And you kind of lead the way here and let me know when you want to stop and talk.
Yes. Bye-bye. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave, young man? Why don't you leave, young man? And you're a survivor of cancer, you're a liar, and you know it. So this is the nonsense that goes on right here.
Warning! I'm such an entitled to know.
No, you're not. No, you're not, young man. No, you're not, darling. No, you're not. Here I am at Einstein's in Boca Raton. They don't know the mandate. They didn't look at the mandate. They're trying to now take away my rights, my civil rights as an American, my Florida statute right 760.0, and they don't have the right to do so. And we will see, because I'm standing my ground, because I'm an American and I'm allowed to breathe. And it's against my religion, and it's against the amendment, and it's against.
What religion is it against?
Are you a Muslim? Because you
are you a Muslim?
Am I? I don't wear a mask. I don't.
Are you a Muslim?
I don't need to tell you what I am. You know what? It's against the law for me to tell you what I am, young man. But God bless you. May you be healed and whole in your thinking, in your mind, and in your emotions.
We're in America, the beast on your forehead.
This is America. This is not a law. Do you know that this is not a law? You need to go look up the laws of the land.
It's a private
laws,
business. Are you aware?
They're not a private business. They're open to the public, and they have to, if they serve you, they have to serve me. Otherwise, it's against my civil rights. If they serve you, they have to serve me, or it's against my civil rights. And I will sue Einstein, and I will sue this lady personally if she does not wait on me, because she is violating my rights as an American and under our Constitution.
Shut up and sue her.
There you
Get
go.
your money.
There
Get
you
your
go.
money.
You get served, I get served. We're
Get your
human
money.
beings. We're Americans. This is what we are, ma'am, and this is not a law.
I
There's
know,
no
but
law
we're
in
protecting
Congress.
everyone in here.
I'm not
They're
just
gonna
him.
protect
He's the
people.
one
Now
that's
stop it right there, Joey.
this man is having an attitude.
All right.
I believe she's referencing the 1964 Civil Rights Act, where you have to, if you're open to the public, you have to serve people. I believe, I could be absolutely and totally wrong, but I think that is where she is going with this. And Angry Bong has already given this show 2 thumbs down. I don't know why, but
That's all I got. Just 2.
Freedom of speech. I think Angry Brown. So I think Angry and Brown both gave both thumbs down to this show. So let's continue, Joey.
We've never covered Bagel Karen. How dare you? Here we go. Let's see more. I like Bagel Karen.
Because he wants to push his agenda. I'm a human being. I came here to do business with you. I have no business with this man. This man has no business with me. He's 6 feet away from me. He has his mask on. What's his problem? His problem is he wants to make a political statement and stand like a little child, and he doesn't know his constitutional rights. Shame on you for not knowing your constitutional rights, sir. This is my First Amendment right, my Fourth Amendment right, my Tenth Amendment, and my civil rights. And by the way, this is against Florida statute. Do you realize Florida statute number 876.12 tells you it is illegal to wear a mask in the state of Florida? And
But Joey, wait a second. Is this the same one that we're? Because I'm looking at this is not. I don't think this is the original Bagel Karen, by the way.
This is from January.
Yeah, no. Bagel Karen happened yesterday. So I guess
Now you tell me. I don't watch the news, so let's see
Yeah.
if we can find Bagel Karen.
Bagel Karen and racial epithet, maybe.
Is it the same?
It was in New York. Wait. Go down. Oh, wait, that's her. That's Bagel Karen.
Oh, totally different. Totally
I just
different.
wondered why you call the gentleman why you call the gentleman the N-word.
I didn't call him the N-word.
What did you say?
I called him a term to describe his behavior.
Which was what? What did you call him?
All right, this is her being tracked down. Can we see if there's the original shape of the bagel? We are now trying to look at the original. Okay, wait. Hold on. Scroll down. Let me see here. Do we? Now, by the way, I first learned of the Bagel Karen. The Hake Show had him on, and but can we scroll up? No, not down. Up. Or scroll. Yeah, scroll down. Let's get to the original here. Let's see. Racist Bagel Karen in the shop. Scroll down, please. Can we scroll up? Scroll down. All right. Can we get to the first one?
Huh?
Okay. I'm looking. Okay. Karen gets arrested at the bagel shop. Can we get that one right? No, that's 2 months ago. Okay, let's.
Not it.
Okay.
Here's the Hake.
I already got the Hague report. I heard her call. Okay, that's 1 minute. Bagel Karen filmed in New York. Let's see that one. Bagel Karen filmed in New York, calling cashier. Yeah.
This might be it.
All right.
Can't wear a mask, sir.
She said she got medical problem. You don't have to serve her if you don't want to.
You can't even see how I'm looking at you, sir. I have sunglasses on. You can't even see how I'm looking at you. I have sunglasses.
Yeah, did I guess?
You just said I don't look at you like that. How do you see how I'm looking at you?
Excuse me, can you just sell if you don't want to
I
serve
just
her, let
want
you
to
go.
order some bagels.
If you want to serve her, serve her. If not, let you go.
Take her out.
Okay, ma'am, hello, ma'am. He's not going to serve it, so please leave.
Why?
No, excuse me.
Oh, that's what he is.
Hello. Now you need to go.
That's what he is.
Excuse me. Hello, ma'am.
I
You need
just
to
said
go.
it. You heard it.
Let me call it up because this lady been very disruptive now.
It doesn't affect
No, you-
me that you're not going to serve me because you're a
Just call him a just
call him
serve.
a I can call him whatever I want.
The woman who threw a racist tirade.
Oh man.
All right. Now, this woman right here, she actually called the Hake report. It was kind of, there's no excuse for her behavior, by the way. But it doesn't happen that often. But I did kind of just throw in there. Funny how this, I should have said this is bigger news than a black man who stabbed the 12-year-old boy in the neck, calling him white devil. I guess the establishment news media has its priorities. Now, no doubt this was bad, but can we do comparative analysis on this thing? And someone says, both are bad. What's your point? And I said, my point is what gets more play? It's clear the leftist establishment has little empathy for certain groups. And I asked, so asking why a black man stabbing a white boy is not bigger news than Bagel Karen. What makes me scared that what makes me scared that I'm being exposed? Because this guy said I was being exposed. What makes me scared that I'm being exposed? I guess you call that sound logic. And this person, then we get into the whole whataboutisms. This one girl, I'll just call her Steffi. She says, whataboutism. So I said, so exposing selective outrage is whataboutism. And she said, when you try to redirect a serious conversation to an equally serious one, it is always whataboutism. It's a political move used all the time, and you are just playing their game. And I said, where do you come up with this whataboutism stuff? And she said, maybe the dictionary, that big book that tells you what words are. Whataboutism, by the way, is a new word. And it's really a word that control freaks use. So, yeah.
I have not heard of that before.
Yeah, no. They use that word all of the time. But I want to say that one of the things that they do, and we'll go further into it, you don't have to say what about for it to be whataboutism. You are trying to redirect the conversation to what you think we should be talking about instead of having a genuine conversation about this particular topic. If you posted your issue with your perception of the media by itself on Twitter or under a post about the topic instead of under someone else's post video about another different serious topic, then it would be whataboutism. It would be a valid criticism. This is a difference. And look, why does this person care about how I come? I mean, I thought this was kind of a free-for-all. I just was making a point. And then I said, who makes these rules and protocols, and why do you think they are important? Joe, I wonder if we can get a video of, we're looking at whataboutism. What is this whataboutism? So can we look at whataboutism? Basically, let's take a look at whataboutism.
Whataboutism, also known as whataboutery, is a way of criticizing and, in some people's minds, defeating an opponent by accusing them of hypocrisy. What about X? What about Y? As a political tactic, it was employed by the Nazis in the 1930s. When Nazi Germany was censured for annexing territories in Europe, its officials countered by saying that Germany was only doing what countries like Britain and France had been doing for centuries in Africa and Asia. The practice was continued by the Soviet Union in the 1950s in the area of human rights. Challenged on the murder of Soviet citizens by the state, Soviet officials countered by saying that black people were being lynched every day in the USA. The term whataboutery was also used in the 1970s in Northern Ireland, when Republicans and Loyalists pointed to their own sufferings as a justification for supporting violent action. All these instances are dramatic, but ignore the fact they're based on an invalid argument, the notion that two wrongs make a right. Whataboutism is not a useful or logical form of debate, because it relies on the idea that two wrongs make a right. And while there is a lot of support for this notion, see also an eye for an eye, it's a false analogy. Doing a bad thing cannot be excused by the existence of another bad thing. If I steal your car, you should tell the police. Stealing my car is not an appropriate response. Also, it's generally just an excuse. The Nazis didn't invade Poland as a protest against British imperialism. The Soviets didn't murder their own people as a reaction to American racism. You didn't steal my car because I stole his car, and so on. In the last few years, whataboutism has resurfaced, partly because it's easier to point fingers away from yourself than at yourself, partly because the internet is not always a place for high-quality debate, and partly because there's always room for one more idiot on the stupid bus.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Now,
Argument.
now so to a degree, this person here, Steffi, is redefining what about us? Because I didn't say what about I'm just saying, why is this not getting, like, why? It's more of a why aboutism, not a what about, but one thing gets played, the other thing does not. But I'm not condoning. I am not condoning what this woman did. What she did was despicable and awful. My thing is, why does one get play and the other does not? And again, one of the reasons things like this do not get play is because the left will censor it. There was a whole channel dedicated to certain types of violence and certain types of misconduct, and they get taken right off the internet. It's not that the information is inaccurate or that they are lies. It is because certain groups are protected, and so in the internet basically puts on what it wants to put on, and it decides what is newsworthy and what isn't. I mean, Colin Flaherty got his whole channel removed. And they'll just say, well, that's, that it's a distortion or this or that. You can say the same thing about this. Pointing out hypocrisy is not, to me, is not whataboutism, or it's not, I don't say two wrongs make a right. I'm not defending this woman. I'm just asking, why does one get play and the other does not? And then Angry Brown says, my question would be, clearly the black dude stabbing the kid is a sack of shit, a crazy to attack a 12-year-old. Where the lady with no mask is with 4 small kids demanding she be served. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly priorities, and it shows you kind of how sick and twisted our society has kind of become, and what is newsworthy today and what isn't. I mean, this thing does not happen that often. That's why it's the news. And there are people that said, I hope CPS comes and takes this mother away. And I'm like, really? To me, one of the most traumatizing things you can do is have CPS take children away into foster care. Even children with bad parents want to be with their parents. At least most of them do, from my understanding. And I don't know if I have much more to add on to that, Joe. She did call the Hake report. If you want to put that on, and just the conversation, she called in Hake, so you can put Hake report. Just if you type in Hake report or Hake.
I got it.
They're shooting the FBI.
That's a 2-hour one. There's another one that's a shorter version.
Reparations. Before I get to calls,
Joe, if you click on Hake, his name. If you click on his name, you click on that. Click on his Bagel Karen right there. There we go.
Stephanie in New York. She has an interesting topic.
It's still
I'm
like
not sure
15 minutes, so let's see.
So I get up to the counter and exemption, and she's trying.
Oh, this is it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know you haven't heard about this because it went viral thanks to that Sean King character.
Oh, Sean King.
Day, I was in a bagel store with my kids trying to buy them some bagels, and they gave me problems about masks. And the security guard asked me why I couldn't wear one. I said I have a medical exemption, and she said, okay. And the people online were mad about this and talking trash about me. And finally, the security guard was like, here, just take her and let her get out of here. So I get up to the counter, and the guy, he was a black guy with dreads, and he said to me, why can't you wear a mask? And I said, I have a medical exemption.
Yeah.
And he was like, what is it? And I'm like, I don't have to tell you. And he's like, he was just giving me an attitude. And he said, don't look at me like that. And I was wearing sunglasses. And I was like, how am I looking at you? You can't see my eyes. He's like, well, I can tell from your face how you're looking at me. And I'm like, dude, I have sunglasses on. You can't tell how someone's looking at you when you can't see their eyes. And he's like, we're not serving you. You need to get out of here. And then I did the worst thing I could possibly do, it seems. I called him a bitch-ass N-word with the A at the end.
Uh-huh.
And there were people recording me, apparently, and this got into the hands of Sean King yesterday, and now it's all over the internet, and like my mom, myself, everyone's just getting constant death threats from BLM.
That is ridiculous. People have like no mercy.
Yeah.
Well, can we stop that right now?
CPS called on me.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this person really doesn't have a lot of self-control. As we can see, Joey, this is a person that is just, unaware of the situation today, and certainly you shouldn't be losing your temper in the way that you do. And this is not something that's going to be forgiven in this day and age. People will demonize you forever. Of course, I bet the black man that stabbed the 12-year-old white kid, calling him a devil, I bet he will, if he reforms himself, or even somewhat reforms himself, he could be perhaps in good standing with the community, but not Bagels Karen. Bagels Karen can probably go to hell, and I could be wrong on that, but it just seems that way. And the mom's a bit of a loudmouth degenerate, but does that mean that she should have her children taken away and the children's lives turned upside down because the mom is kind of an unhinged, can be at times and act like an unhinged lunatic? I don't know. I mean, I don't think, I personally don't think that is worth taking children away, even though they're mixed. Now, the call goes further that, I think she has the children's father that she has is a black man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I've heard of her, though.
And someone said he will sumo wrestle me. Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Angry Brown, MMM.
Yeah. Now, Joe, am I still lip smacking the way that AKA Willie says that I am? I don't feel that I am lip smacking.
You've been nominated for Lip Smacker of the Year on YouTube. So
yeah, I haven't gotten my award, if there is any award for the biggest lip smacker there is.
You are gonna have to dust off that trophy.
Yeah.
That trophy bar up there on the mantle, so you can have a place for it. Looks like you're a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Got to go. Okay, thanks, Jimmy, for hanging out. MMM's lips are like Ike Turner, all smackety, smackety, smack.
There we go.
Oh, boy. You bring out the best of people. So did you have anywhere to go with this?
Well, I just kind of wanted to say that I was bringing up hypocrisy and where the media goes and directs things. And of course, the mainstream media, there are certain stories the mainstream media will not cover, and social media will censor certain stories, of course, because there are protected classes, and they are protected from what they see perhaps as vilification or demonization. Even if the stories are true, they cannot be told because of course the mainstream media, like I said, the mainstream media basically will not cover it, and social media is actively censoring it. And you know, it's funny, after every incident, whether it involves police brutality or so-called white racism, uh, they always want to censor conservatives and censor people who have a different philosophy on the on racism and the woke left, and they certainly will make things up as they go along. And like I said, this woman, to a degree, I mean, I understand people going after her, but you know, when does it end? And is there any forgiveness or acts of contrition this person can do? And I don't think leftists are about that. Of course, again, like for example, the guy who hit Reginald Denny in the head, he shows no remorse, but he is far more welcome back than say this Karen, this Bagels Karen person.
Yeah.
That's about all I have to say, Joe. If you have anything else to add, but
I just think that the Karens would be so much more effective if they just did their business outside of businesses, and just kind of taking it to the streets instead of going in and looking for a fight, which isn't the way to get it done. So.
Well, you know, and also it's about, like, you know, having anger management and anger control. There are people out, you know, I mean, there is a mask debate out there, but you got to come to it with respect that people are trying to do their job. There is an infectious disease out there, and you should never call a person out of their name, and you should never use racial epithets.
Keep your dog on a leash.
Yeah, keep it, you know, yeah. So again, I mean, this is normal behavior. I mean, this is, you know, 101 behavior. Like, I mean,
it is pretty low. It's low level.
Yeah, it's low level behavior, and most people know not to do that. That's why it's going out throughout the internet. And of course,
yes,
the internet censors one thing, and it upplays the other. And you know, like I said, the internet, the social media companies are kind of responsible for exacerbating the riots and the unhinged lunatics out there on the left. And I guess there are people on the right that are also unhinged lunatics. But you always, my thing with the right is they kind of have to realize what they're up against, and how to kind of play the game, and how to basically fight, because this is, I mean, this is even new for me. They're very arbitrary, and you got to kind of learn not to lose your cool, because when you're angry, you're wrong. Even when you're right, you're wrong. And people will basically people will punish you if they can get away with punishing you, and they will basically make you out to be right now make you out to be the worst kind of person. So you want to keep your cool, and know how to manage your anger, and that's why I have my Stoic Calm show, because you know, people have to really, human beings should control their anger regardless of what side of the aisle they're on, and we're not seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of outrage, and kind of a lot of fake outrage here. This is, you know, like, this is the worst thing that happens. I mean, even the guy that the 12-year-old that got stabbed, this doesn't happen that often. I'd like to think that most people have self-control and are decent, but we're allowing some unhinged and crazy people to get away with things, and hopefully we can get back to some decency and fair play. Anything else to add, Joe, before we call this show a day?
I think you nailed it. I just want to remind everybody to go to the website.
Yeah.
transparencymerit.com. Okay, are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done, Joe. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, please.